So last month in sales, I made 14,000 USD in commission, and just under half of that came from following up from prospects. I get a ton of messages from people asking me, how do I follow up? How do I effectively send messages? How do I effectively get prospects who I spoke to 6 months ago to buy from me? It is an art, and it's probably one of the most important skills a salesperson can learn. So, I'm going to go for exactly how you can master following up with prospects and bring in thousands of more in commission every single month. Let's get into it. The first one, which has helped me a ton, is every single time I jump off a call with a prospect, I will leave them my Instagram handle or Facebook or LinkedIn. Reason being is, let's say a prospect is nervous or is uncertain or isn't trustworthy of the company you're working alongside. They can go on your Instagram handle and they can see all of your content. They can see the posts you've made, they can see the daily stories you put up, they can see you as a person. So it builds trust. It allows them to buy into you more. Let's say you keep on posting stories, you keep on posting maybe a bit about your success, your career. They can just pop up when they're ready. They feel like they know you because they see your content, which allows them to buy into you more. So, sharing your own personal social media handle, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, 10 times better than just popping them a message on WhatsApp or popping them a message over iMessage, because they don't see your life. They don't see you every single day through that WhatsApp. This doesn't work though if your profiles look shit. Look, if you just have no profile picture, no posts, do you think that's going to really fill the prospect with confidence? Do you feel like they're going to trust you with that? No. That's why it's super important to have quite a few posts, not loads, just a few, just to show you are a human, show you have a life, and allow them to buy into you. So make sure your profiles look pretty presentable. Number two is to keep a squeaky clean CRM management system. If you're in sales for a few months, maybe even a year, you're going to have spoken to a lot of people. So we're going to get pretty hard to track the people you've spoken to track which part of the process they're in. So if you get a squeaky clean CRM, you know exactly where someone is in the pipeline, what their situation is, whether they need to get the money for it, they need funding, whether they've put down a deposit and it's just a logistical objection, whether maybe they've not answered and they've been ghosting, or they can only join in 6 months. Okay. Is, you've got to know which section each prospect's in. This also helps if you write a note next to it. What was their objection? What's their situation? When they're looking to take up your services. Reason being is, let's say a month later, you go through your pipeline and you see someone and the notes are blank, you're not going to know how to approach the conversation. So after every single call, put the notes in and why they didn't close, what their objections on, and what you need to do to get them over the line. So that a month later, you go into someone's section on the CRM, you know exactly how to tackle it. You know that main thing that held them back was they didn't have the money and they're going to have it in a month's time. So you can reach out. Boom. Number three, we're racking through them. Third one is to systemize your follow ups. Don't leave it to chance. Don't just say, you know what, I've got an hour free. Let's just do some follow ups, because it's just a recipe for disaster. Okay, so what I do is I block out 3 separate hours a week: Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, to do 1 hour of a pipeline block, going through your CRM, going through all of the people who didn't close, seeing which one you can speak to first. Which one can you get over the line? Where's the status of each person? And just reach out to everyone. See where they are. Provide them some value. In your pipeline block, you want to start with the lowest hanging fruit first. So, what I say is, start with people who you've made an offer to and they've said, I need to think about it. They want a couple days. See where they're at. Then go into the people who have had a follow up call booked. Maybe you want to reach out in between and send over some content or something to make it a bit more comfortable. Of course, the deposits. People have put down deposits, but they've not joined yet or they've not paid for the service. Start with the lowest hanging fruit first. And once you've got through all of the lowest hanging fruit, go to the more long term follow ups. People who said they need time to pay for the program or they're not in the best situation. People you've spoken to a few months ago. So I usually on the CRM go left to right, or I think this is inverted the camera, right to left, whatever. You guys know what I mean. This next one, number 4, is what a lot of people get wrong, and it's lead with value. You know, say you're at the pub with your mates, someone buys you a beer, you feel like, okay, I'll get the next round. I'll buy them back. Reason being is they've led with value. You feel like you're indebted subconsciously. It's the exact same with follow ups. You want to lead with value. You know, people don't want to be sold to. So when you're going to them saying, oh, are you ready to buy yet? Oh, why wouldn't you buy? It just makes people just shrivel and curl up into a ball and just want to just die. So you want to approach follow ups leading with value. Let's say someone has run a digital marketing agency that was failing. Okay. You'll look on your notes, see that that was the situation, and maybe say send them a student testimonial of someone who was running a digital marketing agency, or send them a YouTube video of content that's going to help them overcome where they're at the moment. You know, show that you care and show that you have their best interests. People want to know that the person they're speaking to can be trusted with their career or trusted with the service that they want outsourced. So show that you're actually a valuable person and you want to help them instead of just wanting to sell them. So just be a human, lead with value. The last one is something that took me a while to overcome. And as cringe as it sounds, it's pick up the phone and start dialing. You know, dial your leads. If a prospect has not answered in months or in weeks or even in a few days and have been ghosting you, the best thing to do is just pick up the phone and give them a ring. You know, a lot of people just feel comfortable with ignoring someone on Instagram. But let's say you give someone a call and you ask them, hey man, like any questions since the other day when we spoke? Or what are your thoughts? I thought of you on our last team meeting. They're just going to tell you the situation. Like, likelihood is they're either going to tell you to fuck off or they're going to tell you exactly where they stand. And it might just relight the fire in terms of them being interested, them thinking, you know what, I'm going to put this at the forefront of my mind. So don't be afraid to just give someone a bell. But there we have it. That's the 5 steps that I would prioritize to add thousands to your commission every single month. Now, I can't stress the importance of following up. What I would say, if this is something you lack on, sit down, rate yourself out of 1 to 10. 10 being you can't get any better at follow ups, 1 being your ass. And just be honest with yourself. You know, come back a week later after implementing those steps and see where you're at. It might not come into play straight away, but after a month, after 2 months, you will be loving life with how much more money you're earning just from prioritizing follow ups. Sometimes it is pretty situational. So if there's any specific follow-ups that you don't really know how to tackle, any messages you get from prospects, drop me a message on Instagram. I'll give you a bit of an insight in terms of how I would handle it. So let's get rocking and rolling. Let's get picking up the phone. Let's get following up. Bash.